All right, buckle up, because today we're going face-to-face with the Komodo dragon. And let me tell you, these aren't your average lizards sunning themselves on a rock.
Oh, absolutely not.
We're talking apex predator,
Top of the food chain.
real-life dinosaurs. And the source material, let's just say it captures all that raw primal energy.
Sounds like a wild ride.
It absolutely is. But hey, that's what this deep dive is all about, unpacking these incredible creatures. So picture this. A 10-foot lizard pushing over 150 pounds.
Oh, I've seen them. Their size is impressive, sure, but it's the attitude that gets you a true apex predator. They'll take down deer, pigs, even water buffalo.
Water buffalo, that's intense. And speaking of intense, the source material really dives into their venom.
A lot of people think it's just the bacteria in their saliva.
Right.
It's a common misconception. Nasty bacteria, for sure, but the venom, that's the real deal.
So how does it work? I mean, what does it actually do?
Think paralysis, blood clotting issues. Not a fun way to go.
That's pretty gruesome.
Effective, though. They'll land a bite and just track their prey until the venom kicks in. Brutal efficiency. But hey, that's nature, right?
Speaking of brutal, the source material couldn't stop talking about a Komodo dragon versus crocodile.
Yeah.
Who do you think would win in a fight?
Now that is the ultimate showdown. It'd be a close one, that's for sure. You've got the crocodile, king of the water, with that bone-crushing bite.
Right.
But then you've got the Komodo dragon, surprisingly fast, wickedly agile, and that venomous bite. Game changer.
So who takes the trophy?
Honestly, it could go either way. Size, terrain, who gets the jump first. Too many factors to call it.
I guess that's what makes nature so unpredictable.
You got that right. Speaking of unpredictable, how do you think they hunt? It's not all brute force, you know?
Oh, yeah. The source material called them massive ninjas, which I thought was hilarious, but kind of true.
They'll blend into the brush, stay still for hours, then bam! They hit you before you even know what's happening.
And they're fast.
Deceptively fast.
Up to 12 miles per hour.
Not something you want to outrun,
Yeah.
especially with those claws. They're like grappling hooks, those things. Once they've got you, it's over.
The source material didn't hold back on the details.
Let's just say they're very efficient eaters.
Speaking of eating, get this. They can eat 80% of their body weight in one sitting.
Now that's a feast. They have to make the most of every meal when they can get it.
Makes sense. Okay, get ready for another one. They can reproduce without a male.
Oh, yeah. Parthenogenesis.
Partheno what?
Parthenogenesis. It means females can produce offspring from unfertilized eggs. No males needed. Pretty handy on those islands.
Talk about girl power.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So they've got the size, the venom, the hunting skills.
Yeah.
Anything else we're missing?
Oh, just a little thing called armor.
They have armor.
Yeah, it's
Yes, seriously. It's like chain mail under their scales. These guys are walking tanks. Mother Nature really went all out with these guys, huh? So we've got giant, venomous, armored lizards roaming around.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, what else is there to learn about them?
That's the beauty of it, right? There's always something new to uncover.
And luckily for us, we have a whole lot more to unpack.
Yeah.
Because we are just getting started on our Komodo dragon deep dive. We're back and ready to keep exploring these incredible Komodo dragons. Before we jumped off, we were talking about how their venom could actually be used in medicine.
It really goes to show how much we can learn from nature. We might see something as dangerous, but it could hold the key to, say, helping someone with a blood disorder.
It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
Yeah.
But beyond the venom, what else have we learned from studying these guys?
Well, for one, they've given us a new perspective on evolution. Think about it. They've been around for millions of years. Millions.
Living fossils.
Exactly. And by studying how they live, how their bodies work, how they interact with their environment, we get a glimpse into the past. It helps us understand how ecosystems work as a whole, not just one animal in isolation.
It's all connected. So let's talk about those ecosystems. Earlier, we touched on the threats Komodo dragons are facing: habitat loss, humans encroaching on their territory.
Climate change is a big one, too. It's a lot for any species to handle.
It really makes you think about our impact on the planet. But it's not all doom and gloom. What's being done to protect them?
A lot, actually. One major thing is protecting their habitat, setting aside land, creating national parks, that kind of thing.
Makes sense. Gotta have a place to live, right?
Yeah.
But what about the immediate dangers, like poaching?
There are patrols in place, folks who monitor the dragons, track their movements. They're on the lookout for anyone trying to harm them or take them from the wild.
Sounds like they've got their work cut out for them.
What about breeding programs? I've heard those can be helpful. Absolutely. They're becoming more and more important, not just to boost the Komodo dragon population, but also for research.
So it's a two-for-one deal, helping them survive and learning more about them at the same time.
Exactly. It's all about finding that balance,
Yep.
protecting them while respecting their place in the world.
It makes you realize that we've all got a part to play in conservation, not just scientists. Even something small can make a difference.
Couldn't agree more. Every little bit helps.
Okay, before we wrap up, I wanted to go back to their pop culture cameos. The Freshman, Crash Bandicoot. Any other appearances come to mind?
Well, they were in the original King Kong and Zootopia more recently. Funny how they can be scary monsters one minute and then kind of funny the next.
It's all part of their charm, right?
Yeah, definitely. They're powerful, ancient creatures, but they're also living proof that nature is full of surprises.
And that there's always something new to discover.
Yeah.
It really is wild how they've captured our imagination for so long. What is it about these Komodo dragons that just draws us in?
It's like you said before, they're dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
Living, breathing relics of a time when reptiles ruled. Plus, they're just so big and powerful, you don't see that every day.
And the fact that they're still here, thriving after all these years, it's like a testament to their adaptability. We could learn a thing or two from them.
That's a great point. They've survived ice ages, volcanic eruptions. They know a thing or two about resilience. It's all about adapting to survive.
Exactly. They wouldn't
Yep.
be here if they hadn't adapted. But it's more than just the individual creature, isn't it? It's the whole picture.
The ecosystem, it all ties back to that.
Right. They're dependent on it, just like we are.
We have a responsibility to protect them, to protect the balance of nature. It's not just about the Komodo dragon. It's about the future of our planet.
It's about understanding that we're all connected. We're part of something much bigger than ourselves.
Exactly.
Well said. So, as we wrap up this incredible deep dive into the world of the Komodo dragon, what's one thing you hope our listeners take away from all of this?
I want them to remember this. Never underestimate the power of nature. These creatures are amazing, they're resilient, and they have so much to teach us. But they're also vulnerable. It's on us to protect them, to protect this planet.
That's a perfect note to end on. A huge thank you to you for joining us on this adventure. And to our listeners, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep that sense of wonder alive.
Here